blessing. We want to prove to the whole world that the impossible dream can happen.
That is cool. You are so it. Welcome back to another week on One Whole Earth. And what a week it has been. Here we are live underground, so there might be some people talking in the background. It's okay.
Mr. Trump, you are a foul-mouthed bully.
Foul-mouthed bully. Mr. Trump is a foul-mouthed bully. Huh? That's right. You know, it comes to the mind, like the idea of like when in the McCarthy hearings, once somebody stood up and have you no respect, you know, have you no decency. That's where we are now. But we just got finished. Well, we're in the process still of finishing up with a huge firestorm devastating Los Angeles. And the thing about it is, you know, this is kind of like the precursor. So one idea we were talking about is like this, the nova happening, where this happens all in one day. Like if we get a direct hit from a massive ejection from the sun, this kind of thing will all just eviscerate. We'll all in seconds, you know, it'll be a deep breath and you'll be gone. And this is what it looks like, but it's kind of, this is a slow motion version of that. And this is what happens when the heat is gathering up in this hillsides, and the solar energy is gathering in the grasses. And these grasses are sometimes not native grasses. And so they tend to exacerbate the problem more than do anything else. You know, the native grasses are designed to build low and be low and not do any real damage. But these, the mustard grass, which brought here by the Jesuits, is it gets up real high and it gets real dry, and it just ignites fires and creates a hotter fire situation. Anyway, so this is what's going on now. We got to come back. So we, you know, everything is for the purpose, remember, because we're all working a stoic program here. And everything we brought, everything we're going through is something that we designed. So whatever adversity is coming is because we put it here. That's crazy. So it's hard to concentrate when these guys are talking in the background. They don't give a fuck. Welcome to my city. All right. Okay. Trying to keep a thought here. Can't do it with these guys, so we're gonna wait it out.
Maybe or strings or something.
If you're looking up in the corner there, you're seeing this little logo that I made. It says house. It says water. It says something that grows. It says something energy. And it says, it looks like a hammer and a nail. And this is when you got to be the nail to do no thing, because you never know what kind of gem will come out, start something. But these are the 5 elements that we need to put back, basically, that connect every living thing to the planet Earth, okay, in a binary fashion, because we deal with the light and dark.
You can do blue suede shoes, and you can do this, and then go right under blue suede shoes.
Okay. That's like a good idea.
I'm trying to do a thing here, a little different than the band. I'm not doing band anymore. I'm doing something else. I'm trying to start a business that talks about keeping, you know, an eye on different things. When your house is eviscerated and completely wiped out, if you got any pictures of the situation in Altadena after the fire, forget the fire. Fire's over. There's nothing left. I mean, these things are literally disintegrated. It's gone down, like all these houses evaporated. So you've got to wonder, like, what was the point of all of those those permits that we had to buy, all the safety permits, all those inspections, all that stuff. Every time you build with wood, you're building a tinderbox for the next big thing. So are we going to do that again? Well, take a closer look. You got to get closer, get some closer looks. Maybe I can do it here. I don't know. I don't really have the control that you do. You got to go to the ground level. Okay, all that is flattened. We don't know. I can't tell from that photograph. Go to we'll find something else. Those are the areas. I mean, the areas literally. Stop doing that. Thank you. The area that's affected is 2 Manhattans. Okay, but it was all built with wood, and now all this wood housing has gone completely disintegrated. And now it's time to rebuild. So the question is, what do you rebuild with? I mean, look at the housing density. First of all, can you imagine all that wood housing put together side by side? It's just ridiculous. Didn't make sense. Now you see what happened. Now, this is also, remember, this is a repeat history. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. History repeats itself. So at the time of the Civil War, there was draft riots up against the draft that Lincoln had imposed on Northerns. Okay, so you could go ahead and there was a whole bunch of things that went on where you could buy a person, you could buy your way out, you could pay money to get out of the drafts, you give money, or you could pay a person to go to the army for you and basically keep them. That's just crazy time. That was really weird stuff going on. In revolt of that, there was a draft riots, and they pretty much set fire. I mean, it's a known historical fact or common historical knowledge that the fire was set in retaliation, much like the fire that was set in retaliation in the Rodney King verdict came out in Los Angeles. So now with that advent, they went from wood and they started building with brick. Not only started with building with brick, but they put bricks between the buildings, and there's an air gap between the buildings so that the fire doesn't spread between the 2 buildings. Okay, this is the kind of thing that they were thinking about in 1800s, early 1900s. Then this thing happened in Chicago. We all know about the Chicago fire, and the same thing happened where the lamp was kicked over, and all of a sudden we had to rebuild. The complete city burned to the lake. It's going to happen in your town too. If you got houses that are wood built and they are fire prone, they're going to something's going to happen. Anyhow, now the question is how to rebuild. So what do you do? So you got to go back with new stuff. We have to do things. I mean, the question is, what can you afford to? Everything has been done to a point where it's unaffordable. I mean, if you want to go back and rebuild a stick frame house, and then it's going to cost you, I can't even imagine. So we're here to be looking. I mean, I'm just a regular guy, and I'm working with this thing called the WholEarth system that came to me for this exact reason. I didn't know what they were talking about when I heard the voices calling after me, and they said, look, you're going to be building housing whether you like it or not. I'm like, I don't think so. And they're like, well, yes. And so this is what we're doing. We have a chance. Now, I'm not building this, like, personally. I'm not going to be building your house necessarily, but I can help you build a better house if you follow these 5 elements and get them all located in the next project. The question is what to do with your land. I mean, what to do with your house, what to do with your projects. You got to see what happened here in Ventura. I believe they went up with, they did some modifications, but not too many. It looked like a stick frame house was replacing the old stick frame houses, which is just, folly. Now we've got also hurricane situation. So I'm also involved with that. I'm personally involved with the hurricane in Florida. So I'm going to be looking for a new project, new ways to build hurricane resistant housing. Flood. resistant housing. Fire resistant housing. High wind, fire, flood, earthquake. What's next? Those are it. And those are the kinds of things we have to look forward to. Now, understand that there's two benefits from what we're doing here. Not only are we benefiting for the fact that we might get a better house. Your job is to think about what you're going to do to replace the house you just lost in the last disaster. And my job is to help you think of what the possibilities might be so you can go and get the one size that fits you, not the one size that fits all. Get the one that fits you, the one that's going to be the safest thing, the one that's going to be the one that you believe strongly is going to be the one that you can come home to. And then we'll work on that together, and we'll see together how this works. Now, where to get the money and financing, those are coming up in other shows. So don't, right now, subscribe. You're going to want to know what we're going on, because the whole earth industry is ready to take off, and we have a plan here. Renee, what do you know about our whole earth plan? Tell everybody what you think.
Well, right before we came on here, you were talking a little bit about some of the housing solutions that we are familiar with, like Life Cube, right? And you have ideas about container houses. You're educated, of course. You actually went to school and studied housing, things like that. You wrote an entire book about the 5 things that we need. So you're talking about a whole earth system. So it's not just one thing. That's the logo that you're looking at here. If people want to go and buy your book, they can get it at Amazon or any retailer. Then they will learn a little bit more about this in the board of directors. The hurricane, you were personally affected. The fires, you're semi-personally affected, right? Because you're in Ventura. So I know there's got to be some of that you've been encountering. But a huge percentage of people on Earth are encountering more and more natural disasters, right? And I know that you know more about that than I do. There are solar storms and there's climate change, even if people don't want to believe that. So there's a lot going on, and that means that things are going to get worse before they get better. Am I right in saying that?
Well, that's the thing. Things are going to get more intense. That's really
Right.
exciting. This graphic that we're looking at is really an intense thing, because I just saw this new I saw a talk about quantum and what the atom looks like, but that's really cool. Let me go back here. So here's the book that I wrote called Play Whole Earth Game, and it's a game because I think it's so simple. It's like this. It's like, I don't know if we can switch my screen. How do I get my screen to mirror properly? Anyway, this is the book you got to get. Can I switch that so that, no, in the settings, I got to go in settings. Okay, virtual background. Let's see, camera. Oh, here, mirror my screen. That's the way I want to do it. Okay, so it looks like see there now. Technology, isn't that great? For me, it's a game, because here's what's going to happen is, while you're thinking about this other thing, you're not going to be thinking about the catastrophe that's in front of you. So we're going to use this to redirect our energy away from the disaster into the rebuilding part. And this is where it gets exciting. We're not going to be talking about gloom and doom. We're going to be talking about how to stay happy and healthy through this process. Everyone's not going to get it. If you catch this, if you are one of the lucky people that got this and you're watching this, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell other people, because this is the key to getting out of the nasty business. It's a mental game here. It doesn't really matter whether you build a house or not. Thinking about building a house gets you away from other stuff you could be thinking about. Okay. How to rebuild, and then how to rebuild better. We want to see the competition of how the human intellect and how the creativity of human people can redesign a building that will be able to withstand. Now, here's one you want to look at: these geodesic domes that are available. the geodesic domes that are made with fireproof tile. A dome in a firestorm works completely different than any square building. What did you ask me? You said that I knew better? No, we're all learning at the same time. You know, no one is better than anyone else. We are all in this together. Do you understand me, Renee?
I do. I want to go back to what you talked about with mindset and attitude, because, you know, on KPFK, we spent a lot of time opening up calls to callers on the ground who were affected by the fires in LA. And, you know, there's a lot of anxiety. So you're saying you're offering a different solution where people can sort
Right.
of,
If you start to play, first of all, get the
yeah,
book, get my book, and just pick it up. And if you do that, you're working into some serious mojo. Okay. Now, I don't really think you know that much about my book, Renee.
I
I don't
do.
I don't know if you do.
I
Anyway,
do.
well, first we play, and then when we play, we win. And if we come to practice, everybody plays at practice. So you can't not play. Once you start playing the game, it gets thing. So what I did is I picked a board of directors. So the board of directors is just a way that I solve problems. That I bring that's why we go to school. We go to school so that we can learn from the best. And the way we learn is we read about how people go through situations, how they worked a case, how they worked a trial, how they built a house, how they made a motorcycle, and we can monkey see, monkey do. So we can learn how to do anything that we put our mind to. Do you think that's true,
Just
Renee?
okay. What did you say?
We can do anything we put our minds to.
Right. So that is absolutely true. I can attest to
You
that
think
in
it
my own
matters
life.
whether you're male or female?
It matters what you think. It
Does it
matters what you
matter
think,
whether you're
your
male or
identity.
female? What you do if you put your mind to it? Does it matter?
No, but you
Okay.
do have
Does it
to.
matter what color you are?
No.
You think
Mm-mm.
if you're really black, you can't do it?
No.
You think if you're really white, you can't figure it out?
No.
Yeah, probably.
But if you have a mental block and you think you can't do anything, you won't be able to do anything. You can have a
So
mental
it's
tie.
nothing. Okay, we're in a mental universe, remember? And that's the
Right.
freedom of the thing. Okay, remember the don't do that. Don't mute that, Mike. Don't get it. Stay in here. You stay.
Okay. All right. I'm here. I'm
Don't you
here.
dare leave.
Okay.
Hide in the
I'm
back.
here.
Oh, I love it. You got a beautiful, red, blonde, great.
Thank you.
No, you don't get off that easy, okay? Because we've
Mhm.
been going. So here, what happened is, okay, in the quantum thing, I just had, okay, this is a true story. I was listening to some of these positive affirmation things about how I'm the special chosen one. Okay, now I learned how to do this because I'm a KPFK listener. Okay. And I open my mind, and they, kind of get into the half of it. So this is, if you're a KPFK listener, you want to get this, because here's what it comes down to. We're into the quantum understanding that we can control what happens outside of us is in our control. Nothing is by chance. Okay. The first law of the one, the law of the one is that we are all in this together. And that goes along with the law of correspondence. And that goes along with the law of cause and effect. Okay. So as we're looking at you, you're not using your avatar, but the voice around you is pulsing. Okay.
Yeah. I love that. Look at that.
An image of what's happening in every single one of your atoms. Every single atom is being caught and looks exactly like that. That's the new image, according to Greg Braden, one of our leaders in the metaphysical world. Greg Braden is on all this kind of thing. So he broke it down. There's a singularity. So when we did it this morning, the mathematical equation that I want to publish, and if you could type this up on the Chiron, it'd be great. 0 plus 1 plus 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3 plus 2 equals 5 plus 3 equals 8.
Okay, do it one more time. 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2.
No, just put it this way. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8.
Okay, perfect. Got it.
Okay, and then do 8, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0. After that. And that's the mathematical equation of everything. This is the equation for everything. So if you could write it all in one line, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0. Can you do that? One more time. One more
Yep,
time.
1 sec.
All one line. I think I should publish. I need to publish this someplace. I don't know if anybody knows. Put in the comment section where I should publish this information. Okay, so here's what it looks like mathematically. This is called everything. Okay. This is a breath. This is your life. This is the mathematical equation of a planet. This is the mathematical equation of a galaxy. This is the mathematical equation of an atom. Okay, because the 8 part is where it goes back and forth. Okay, it gets bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller. On one side, it looks like it's imploding. On the other side, it looks like it's exploding. But here's how you play this number here. You go, okay, hold your breath. Ready? Okay, go first. Blow it all out. Okay, blow it out. Blow it out. 0, right? Okay, now take it in all in. Take the biggest, deepest breath you have. Ready? Take it, go. Now hold it forever. Hold it forever. Hold it forever.
I don't think I can go anymore.
Okay, that's where 8 flips and starts to degrade. Okay, and now let out all the air. Let out all your air. Ready? All your air, and let it out. Let it out. All of it. Oh, go, 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 go. Now don't take a breath. That's where it flips again. So you could continue on, right? You could say it starts with 0, then it goes 1, 1. Okay, it just flows like that. It's a wave. Okay.
Oh wow, it's like like tribal me. It's a wave.
But when you had your voice activated on your
Right.
phone,
Yeah.
that is what your cells are doing to respond. That's how it's like this weird, everybody does it. Okay. That's what it looks like.
I love that.
Now you know what it looks like. Now,
Yeah.
okay, this is what it looks like. So this is new. So now you just raised your consciousness just to see that. Oh wow. And if
Yeah.
you have any idea, if you really have, even if you can't imagine what we're talking about, or if you can imagine what we're talking about, then you are in a mental universe.
Mental universe. I love that.
All is mind, all is mental, all is mind. And so now it's up for us to manipulate. So we have full control over understanding how this thing works. So,
Right. So how do we bring it back to the fires? Like somebody who's being impacted by a natural disaster, a hurricane, the fires right now.
okay, look, and what is the primary response after? It's like, I'm so glad just to be alive.
Right.
As long as we're here together, stuff doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those people just got a major consciousness upgrade for free. Like they got early. All, of course, because they're fucking hip. But, honestly, evidently the people in Florida are even hipper because they got theirs first. Okay. This is how you got to look at it, is these people are being forced to detach early. That is a blessing. That is a gift. Oh my God. The pain of life. Now here's one you want to make a note of this time. Tell me this doesn't sound good. I want to know if this resonates with you in the comment section. The pain of life is a gift. It's the gift we signed up for. The more excruciating, the more it's delicious is something that we're going to bring to the next life and remember, right? The pain of love is a gift. the excruciating pain of all of that you put into love, all the heartbreak is everything you must have really wanted to have. Don't you think? Pain of love is a
That's
gift.
it. That's absolutely true. Yeah. It's even to me,
And
that's the purpose of
we
life.
seek it out. If we're not getting it, so all this love. So now we're learning how to detach. Right now we can look at easily and look at. It's so easy to look back at LA, the star of the show. Now the question is, how do we reassemble? How do we want to reassemble? So we have to bring some new ideas, because what did Einstein say about problem solving? Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that. I remember like the crazy quote, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but I don't remember. That's not Einstein?
No, that's Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Tesla, Einstein was stealing from Tesla so bad. Okay.
There you go.
But no, he said that you cannot solve a problem with the same mindset that started the problem in the first place.
Oh, okay. I
That
love
one?
that. Okay. That's
Remember that one?
brilliant. That makes sense.
Okay, so now we have to come up with a new mindset. That's why we play WholEarth game, is to have a new mindset. Get my book. Go and get the book right now. Go to Amazon and get the book. Do you have a link to that? Because we could probably put the link up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Get my book. I'd just like to get a few hundred copies out there so we can talk about this for real. Now, the question is, we have solutions moving forward to provide housing, clean water, food forever, energy, free energy. Your job is just to live and be happy. We bring the box, you make it home. And that's what I'm trying to do. So as we're moving forward, we're going to be talking about how to think about what we're going to be replacing with. We can use earth. We can use these containers, storage container. I mean, the question is what does it have to look like? Does it have to be some kind of Victorian mansion for you to be happy? Does it have to look like some colonial piece of crap that doesn't belong here? What is it supposed to look like? A flat roof is probably not the best in a fire situation, but it's better if it doesn't have anything to burn. If you put asphalt on a flat roof and then you put it in a fire, if you use asphalt paving in a fire, why would you do that on your roof? Okay. Everybody's got an asphalt roof here in California. It's a standard. That should be eliminated right away. I mean, we need to look at this thing like that, like in practical terms. Now, we have to go back in Florida and we have to go 10 feet above the ground. We can't be going back on the ground. My daughter sent me a picture of the neighbors rebuilding, and it's just the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. And they're all scared. Everybody's fearful. It's not going to look right. It's not going to do this. I don't care what it looks like as long as we can go home to it. But I might have to be, that might be the bone of contention, because this is how mavericks are. This is how people who are on the front edge feel when you're all alone. You're all by yourself and people are like, telling you it's never going to work. That's how you know it's the right thing to do. So stick with us. Stay with us. Subscribe. Let's get to a couple of good subscriptions. And wherever you are, say hello and let me know. Housing, water, food, energy, occupation is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be playing the WholEarth game, and you are invited. And we're going to start a series as soon as possible to go through the book page by page and chapter by chapter, because I need a new book. I need you to start writing the book, because we need other ideas. These are just a few of the major people that I've looked at that have said, if everybody knew about this, they would all feel the same way I do. So get the book, find a way to get this book. Let's stick with me and tell me that we can't make a better future. Together we can design. Together we can seed what happens next. I'll see you on the next episode. Keep